Quinn Road, New Cut Road, near those areas west of Blackburn. If you're in Blackburn, take your tornado precautions. Get down. Stay away from windows and doors. If you don't have as a basement, storm pit, whatever you want to call it, make sure you put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible, because this is almost definitely a tornado on the ground, or is one cycling through. And we've had confirmed tornadoes with this. Radar signature really confirms that. Put a helmet on the kids. We've started to push that, emphasize that. Take your tornado precautions. Get as low as possible, because this is definitely, no question about it, a dangerous situation as it moves to the northeast, eventually approaching the New Cut Road area, State Highway 99. I'm going to zoom out for a little bit more perspective, and then I'll toss it back over to Jason. O'Neill, go ahead and take your tornado precautions now. Cartwright, take your tornado precautions. And Athens. It's not exactly heading in your exact direction at this moment, but it is still close enough, especially if you're on the western side, that you need to be taking your shelter, because this storm can take a jog to the right. And when that does so, that usually indicates that the supercell is strengthening its updraft rotation, which means the tornado would be strengthening as well. So can't stress enough how serious the situation is. That's the latest data. When you see it kind of become more blobbish and that donut hole disappears, that's because the radar is just a little bit above the ground. Right now, that is the lowest level scan. That is about, let me see, that is about 1,400 feet above the ground, very low.
All right, and that would be almost to the top of where the tornado is occurring, at the base of the cloud. These things are very, very low in the atmosphere. And odds are, if you are in Ripley or Coxey trying to look at this thing now that it's past you, and we can give you the all clear in Coxey and Clements High School, we can give you the all clear around Cherry Grove and Rogersville, but the west part of the city of Athens, and Brandon's done a fantastic job here putting the roads on. New Cut Road, Highway 99, Highway 72, Quinn Road, Parker Road, 7 Mile Post Road. Ultimately coming up toward Easter Ferry Road, you're going to need to be in a safe place right now. A very large, potentially violent tornado is on the ground in western Limestone County. It's just about 5-6 miles west of downtown Athens. All these little white lines here, those are streets in the city of Athens. That is Alabama Highway 99. This is coming up right toward Highway 99, very close to Owens Elementary School. In fact, Brandon, if you want to zoom in a little bit up here on 99, we can get Owens to pop up on the map so that you can see where it is relative to this thing. May even have to go in a little bit tighter than that right here in this area. New Cut Road, again, Highway 99, Owens Elementary School, this is going to be very close to you. We don't want you out trying to look at this thing. This is the edge of the debris ball. Maybe we can't get it to pop up there, but eventually it will in the view. So let's back out again so that you can see where this thing is. There's the donut hole tornado on the ground north of Highway 72. This thing has now crossed 7 Mile Post Road. It's coming up across Highway 72, Quinn Road, New Cut Road. You are next. Highway 99, you're going to be about 4 or 5 minutes away from getting this. So from O'Neill southwest into downtown Athens, we need you to be in a safe place as soon as possible. Do not wait on this thing. Don't go outside and try to watch it. If you got kids that have a bike helmet, a motorcycle helmet, football helmet, put that thing on them. Get them in the bathtub. Put them in the closet. Make sure they're safe, because this is a life-threatening situation. Bill Black Road, Linda Corey Road, Highway 99, west of downtown Athens, moving northeast just like that. A very, very well-defined tornadic signature on radar. We have high confidence that a tornado is on the ground here in western Limestone County, moving northeast at about 40 miles per hour. This may clip the city limits of Athens, but Athens proper, around Athens State University, this is not going to be necessarily a threat to the university. It's not going to be a threat to the area around Walmart or down south of the city, south of downtown Athens, down Highway 31 toward Tanner. This is passing to the north and west of you. But this is our possible tornado. Ben.
Jason, the National Weather Service right now, they really want us to hit this very, very hard. That is their words on the chat. Very deep debris signatures here. This could be a killer tornado. That's what the words are from the chat on the National Weather Service. I'm not quoting that. That is directly from the National Weather Service. This could be a killer tornado. We need to have everyone in a spot, safe spot right now. Interior room, bathroom, closet, basement. This is a very, very serious tornado moving through Limestone County right now.
All right, and Ben, I will echo those sentiments, and based on what we can see from the NexRads and from our own radar, the dual pole products, this is just as violent as it was around Tupelo earlier. So I can't tell you enough. You got to listen to the tone of the voice here. This is a life-threatening situation. Do not stand outside and try to video this thing. Don't think you're going to gain YouTube fame by putting it on YouTube, because this thing could take your life before you even get any notoriety for that. This is coming northeast toward Highway 99. It is about 1 mile from crossing Highway 99, just south of the O'Neill community. It's going to come very close to Owens Elementary. So if you're around Owens Elementary, get to shelter immediately. You do not have time to wait on this. If you're in the north part of Athens, and this would be Edgewood Road, Easter Ferry Road area coming around down through the north part of town. If you are from Athens High School north, up toward the Alabama Fork area, toward Elkmont, Highway 31, north of the Sportsplex, north of exit number 354. I want you to go ahead and be in a safe place too, because this is coming rapidly. Let's look at all of Limestone County so that we can see where this is relative to every single community, and you can get your bearings. This is not, again, south of Athens. This is west of Athens. The April 27th tornado was south and east. This one is north and west, but it's awfully, awfully close. There's our debris ball on live armor radar. Hail, strong winds, heavy rain coming through Elkmont, through Alabama Fork. This is moving on the north side of Athens. It's going to cross Interstate 65 up here between the Sportsplex and the Elkmont exit. Around Oakdale Trailer Park, anywhere on Interstate 65, we want you to get off 65 at Highway 72. If you're driving on Interstate 65 north out of Morgan County, don't come up into Limestone County. If you're already in Limestone County, get off on the Highway 72 exit and stay there. A violent, potentially killer tornado on the west side of Athens right now, moving northeast, crossing Highway 99. And I would imagine that this entire area is probably debris at this point. So you have debris that is that wide on radar, and it is tracking up this direction. So, Brandon, let's go to you.
Well, we're looking at on our other radar source. We don't want to go away from this. This is the best, by far, live armor radar, but looking at debris signature west of Athens, debris being lofted up into the air. We're talking whatever this tornado may be hitting, it's showing up on radar now. That's the advantage of having dual pole Doppler radar. So this is on the west side of Athens. There it is. You can see that little bright spot. We just show you that because we want to show you that that's not rainfall, that's not hail. That's most likely structure, trees, anything that tornado is impacting is being picked up by dual pole radar. So right now we're back to live armor radar, west side of Athens, the donut hole. I'm going to zoom in very tightly, and I'm going to label as many streets as I can just so you know exactly where we're talking about. But we also want to re-emphasize that radar, it always has a little bit of error with it, but this is very specific data. We're talking about Quinn Road, northwestern sides of Athens. If you're in downtown Athens or west, especially if you're in the Athens city limits, especially from central Athens to the west, take your tornado precautions. We just want you to be safe than sorry, even though the northwestern side of Athens is what we're really talking about right now. New Cut Road. This is the little bit higher elevation scan, but not much. It's 2,300 feet. And the next one that comes by will be the low level elevation, about 1,400 feet above the ground. And that will show that donut hole approaching New Cut Road. If you're on Edgewood near New Cut, you need to continue to take your tornado precautions now. Zooming out just a little bit to show you exactly where that's heading. Northeast at about 35 miles per hour. Northern sides of Athens. I'm going to label a few more roads as well. You can see, Highway 27, significant tornado threat there eventually. It's approaching you in the next 3 to 5 minutes. Now is the time to take your tornado precautions. More roads, Easter Ferry Road, near New Cut and Easter Ferry Road, take your tornado precautions. And we're talking also around the Lucas Ferry Road. Take your tornado precautions now because almost no question about it, a tornado is on the ground doing damage. A life-threatening situation as it moves to the northwest of Athens. By the way, the radar data just now updating. You can see it coming through Edgewood Road. Let's see, here it comes. All right, northwestern side of Athens. Let's zoom in very tightly there. Western Athens, that's where that donut hole's showing up. Lucas Ferry Road, labeling just as many streets as I can get on here. 5th Avenue, talking the highway of 99 as it runs northwest out of Athens. So if you're in these areas, you may want to you may feel the urge to go out and take a picture of this thing. You're not going to see it most likely, and if you do, it'll be at the peril of your life. Jerry.
Brandon, one thing to point out, they've declared a tornado emergency for Athens, Cartwright, and Elkmont. They have extended that tornado warning for Limestone County now until 5:30. One thing that people need to keep in mind, and Jason, you may want to emphasize this, with this debris in the air the way it is, and this debris field as large as it is, at some point that debris is going to be coming back down. So we don't know what the debris is right now, whether it's tree limbs and leaves or whether it's actually pieces of people's homes, but it's shingles and whatever has been picked up by these tornadic winds will be falling at some point. So people need to be aware of that as well.
All right. Thank you, Jerry. And again, this is northwest side of the city of Athens right now. This is Highway 99. There's a new cut road right there, Edgewood Road, Alabama Highway 127, Highway 31 coming out of the central part of Athens north of Athens High School. This thing is going to be coming right up through there. That looks like some serious debris on radar there. That's on top of 99. Likely the power is out across a good chunk of the city of Athens right now. So if you're listening to us on radio, or if you have family in Athens and you want to text them something, say stay low. Don't get out yet. The tornado has not passed. This thing is going to come right on up to the northeast. Now it looks like it's a bit north of downtown Athens on the northern side of the city up here going up toward Alabama Fork. That's where the tornado would be. Downtown Athens is here. The college is over here. Athens High School is right about there. So it's awfully close. 5th Avenue, Highway 127, you need to be in a safe place. Fraser Street, you need to be in that safe place. Coming over here toward the Athens Sportsplex, exit 354, that's the point where where U.S. Highway 31 intersects Interstate 65. That's the exit where you come off and it says Athens State University and you go south down 31. Athens High School right there, so this is a little northwest of you. It almost looks like, Brandon, let's jog the radar down a little bit to get it out of the way of this banner. But it looks like we may have two signatures starting to show up here, one to the north and one to the south. So as the radar comes around again, and occasionally that's going to happen with the data, but watch it come around. There's our tornado. It's sitting over the north side of Athens right now. But anywhere in the city of Athens, you need to be in a safe place and just stay there until this thing is over. And once it passes your location, don't go near power lines. Don't go anywhere near a down transformer or large transmission lines or anything like that. They may still be live. If your neighbors need some help, by all means help them, but stay away from power lines. And again, text first, call second. Don't worry about trying to call unless you're trying to call 911. Leave those cellular communication lines open for emergency responders to be able to get to people who may be in danger. Let's look down the line a little bit here, Brandon. Let's back out and look at Madison County too, because ultimately, if this thing stays on this path, guess where it's going? Harvest. So we've got a tornado coming up here toward the eastern side of Athens soon. This may stay a bit north of East Limestone, but if it stays on this path, it's going to come right up toward the Harvest area. So we want you to go ahead and go through your tornado safety plan in Harvest, Monrovia, Capshaw, and then all areas in between, out here close to the prison in eastern Limestone County. East Limestone community. I want you to go ahead and go through your tornado safety plan. It's going to be awfully close. Let's label the roads on here so everybody knows where we're talking about. Alabama 251 coming up out of Athens, running up there into the northeast part of the county, ultimately toward Woolly Springs. And this may stay a bit south of Woolly Springs, but just to be on the safe side, you should probably go ahead and go to your tornado safety place. The tornado has actually now passed Highway 99 and past Highway 72. It's going to be north of Highway 72 the rest of the way here. So moving toward Madison County, if you're in Harvest, close to Sparkman High School, Monrovia Middle School, Jeff Road, Capshaw Road, Wall Triana Highway, I want you to be in a safe place now. This is coming on quickly. It's in Limestone County now, but you need to go ahead and be in that safe place because, look, it is not far away now from Harvest, from Tony, from Monrovia. We want you to go ahead and be prepared. The hook echo here is coming all the way around from Thatch on the northern edge of the county up here, close to the Elkmont Thatch exit on the interstate. That's where you have hail and heavy rain. You may not get much rain or hail at all as this thing comes in, but the possible tornado is right there close to the interstate exit 354, Highway 31, Interstate 65, moving up Alabama 251. So if you're on 251, that'd be places like Oakdale, then coming on up here to some of the communities just to the north and west of Capshaw and just north of the East Limestone area on Highway 72. Again, I can't stress it enough. We have a potentially large, violent tornado on the ground very close to Athens. It's northeast of downtown now. It's very much on top of I-65. So if you're on I-65 and you're listening to us on WDRM 102.1, stop where you are. Do not come anywhere near that Athens Sports Complex. Stay to the north or stay south of it. It's going to take about 10 minutes for this thing to entirely clear away from Interstate 65, and there may be debris on the highway. There may be traffic stopped here for a long time. So pack your patience if you're coming up and down I-65. This is going to be a rough go. That's exit 354. The Athens Sportsplex sits right there. There's Oakdale, the community there on the east side of Athens that was hit so hard back in 1974. This is close by to that. Quarry Road, Smith Road, Johnson Street, Compton Road. It's on you now. It's on the north end of Lindsay Lane. So this is probably just a tad north of Lindsay Lane Baptist Church, moving northeast. Ben, you look like you got something.
All right, we have a new tornado warning now that does include Madison County till 5:45. Doppler indicated storm spotters tracking a large, extremely dangerous tornado, the same one we've been talking about the last several minutes, moving to the east and northeast at about 50 miles per hour. And I also have some video from my Facebook page. I'm going to see if I can get someone to log on to their Facebook account back in the newsroom and see if they can, they're going to work on that. We have the video of the tornado that crossed the Tennessee River earlier around Colbert and Lauderdale counties. Very, very impressive video from Christy Jordan's Southern Plate. I think that's where it's coming from, but her husband did video the tornado crossing the Tennessee River. We're going to have that up as soon as possible, but we are still getting reports of debris falling from the sky from this particular tornado now moving through Athens and Limestone County, now getting into western Madison County here just in the next few minutes. So again, this is a tornado emergency. We need everyone in their safe place. You should already be there. Stay there until this system moves right on by.
Okay, the National Weather Service issuing a tornado emergency for Limestone County and Madison counties. Based on the representation from Armor Radar, we're seeing an encouraging sign right here. It looks like it might be weakening a little bit. That doesn't mean the tornado's gone. It just means it might not be quite as intense as it was back down the line. So you go from what might have been an extremely strong, large, violent tornado to potentially a smaller tornado. I'm not comfortable saying come out of your safe place at all with anything like that. The new tornado warning includes Meridianville, Hazel Green, Harvest, Tony, Monrovia, all communities in between in northern Madison County, the places that we have called your name so many times over the years. You're under the gun for this again. So from Athens northeast on Highway 251, it's basically on 251 near Oakdale now, moving northeast just like that, coming over here toward Highway 53 and then toward County Line Road, which is Old Railroad Bed Road, north of Highway 72, and then Capshaw, Harvest, Tony, Monrovia. You need to be in a safe place. What you see right here, this is the dual pole image, the correlation coefficient that we've been talking about. The debris signature does not look quite as intense as it did there as it was over Athens, and this is a slightly delayed product. This is from the next rad, so it's on top of Athens in that image. The actual tornado is now closer to Highway 251, which is that white line that's coming from the northeast edge of the city of Athens down toward the southeast. Here's the live armor image. I still see the possibility of a tornado right there. Highway 251, safe place right now. Brandon, let's zoom in tighter on this part of Limestone County, and then we'll jog over into Madison County and get a little more specific there. Places like Oakdale, I still see a possible tornado right there, and this is coming up again, 251. This black line is actually a very, very dark red line. That's where we have the first tornado warning polygon. The second one now supersedes that, and it does include a large part of Madison County, too, especially the northern part of Madison County. This is Interstate 65. Exit 354 is right there. In about 10 minutes, You'll be able to travel up and down Interstate 65 again with no problem, but this thing is still so close that I think we may have a tornado threat that's right there near the interstate. There may be some gusty winds coming in behind it too in what we call the rear flank downdraft. So we don't want you driving on Interstate 65 or really on Highway 251, and then you go down the line a little bit, County Line Road, Old Railroad Bed, then Wall Triana Highway in northwestern Madison County. You need to stay in your safe place. This again, the dual pole image, what you see over here is Storm Hunter 19. I'm not sure where they are. Okay, let's take that full. Let's take that full. They're looking at damage on Highway 72 between Rogersville and Athens. That's a power pole that's down on the highway. It's really hard to tell how strong the wind might have been right there, but there's definitely damage from that confirmed tornado on the ground that was on Highway 72 between Rogersville and Athens. And remember, the debris may still be falling. Even if there's not a tornado with it now, there still may be debris falling. So let's go back to the live radar image and watch this thing as it's coming across eastern Limestone County and moving toward Madison County. Brandon's put the roads on here again. Brissett Road, Presnell Road, Drawball Road, anywhere out here around the prison, you need to be in a safe place. Oakdale, this is now passing a little bit to the northeast of where you are. There's our velocity couplet that's now moving a little east of Interstate 65, and you can see what looks like it's just wrapping up. You can almost see the twisting in the velocities now that it's east of Athens. We've also got heavy rain that's following this, so it's not going to be an easy cleanup process or a search and rescue process if that is what is needed in western Limestone County because of the amount of rain that's still falling. Jerry Hayes.
Just got information from the National Weather Service. They're reporting baseball-sized hail at the Elkmont Fire Department, and also the Clements Fire Department has suffered major damage from a direct hit, apparently from that tornado as it moved through the area. So the Clements Fire Department, major damage, apparently took a direct hit, Jason.
All right, thank you, Jerry. So that kind of confirms what we were seeing there from Storm Hunter 19. This thing has done a lot of damage. And look at all the heavy rain that's still falling back here to the west around Blackburn and Cartwright and O'Neill and Ripley and on Highway 72. It makes it really tough on first responders, especially when they may have been hit themselves. There's the possible tornado. Does not look as well defined as it did just a little while ago. In fact, it seems like it may have taken a little jog over toward the left, and that can sometimes be a sign of weakening. So that's exit 361, the Thatch Elkmont exit. This is Interstate 65. That's exit 354. If you're in Athens and you're listening to us on the radio or by chance on Live Alert 19, you're live streaming, the threat of a tornado in downtown Athens and points west is now over. In south parts of Athens, down toward Tanner, there's no threat of a tornado right now, but we still have a lot more of these storms to go later on tonight. Our potential tornado would be right in this area, Black Road, down toward Highway 251, still moving to the northeast. It does not look as impressive as it did. I'm not really comfortable saying that's a great sign because that means there's no tornado. There probably still is at least a wall cloud, a lot of strong winds, and maybe even a small tornado still passing along the highway here on the Highway 251. So Brandon's still popping on roads there. Yarborough Road, it's raining hard, but the threat of a tornado is over on Yarborough Road west of Interstate 65. We are still on the eastern side of the highway here, on the eastern side of 65. What looks like may have been the original tornado is right here close to Black Road, but I think I see additional rotation developing down to the south. Ben?
All right, we're getting reports now from the National Weather Service. The Clements Fire Department received major damage from a direct hit earlier from per multiple reports. Also getting a report from Elkmont there in Limestone County of some baseball-sized hail as well. So these reports continue to come on in, and Kenny Duckett, he's trying to find the storm, and he's working on it, and hopefully we can get back to him, and also Mike Wilhelm as well. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But we're watching Madison and Limestone counties here.
All right, thanks, Ben. Brandon, let me toss it over to you for just a moment. You've been analyzing the radar. What do you see?
Yeah, we're not going to forget about other places in the Tennessee Valley. Right now, of course, the main imminent concern is northeastern Limestone County, eventually into northwestern Madison County. But the encouraging thing is it looks like the signatures have decreased somewhat. Still not an all-clear type of situation, and not time to cancel the tornado warnings. If you're in these areas near Black Road, near northeast of Oakdale, near Thatch, you still need to be taking your tornado precautions, especially if you're near Drawbaugh, Black Road, Yarborough Road, Holt Road, and those intersections there in northeastern Limestone County. But further to the south and to the west, we're also watching some very strong thunderstorms continue to develop. And again, remember, we still have additional shear and available energy for these storms to continue to pose a tornadic threat throughout the rest of the afternoon. So let's go back over, if we can, production booth, back over to Armor Storm Vision, and we'll take a little bit broader view from one of the our high top radar view, and look at these strong storms. So if this storm is moving through Russellville, possibly producing some very large hail, and near Town Creek, southwest of Town Creek, where we did have the previous tornado warning, we do have additional some type of shear. Actually, that's the correlation coefficient property. So we're going to switch over to the velocity mode here in just a moment. But a little bit of shear, no tornado warning, no actually severe thunderstorm warning at the moment. But we're going to watch these storms as they form to the west and southwest of the main development, which is, of course, northeastern Limestone County, as it continues to move to the northeast at about 35 miles per hour, eventually into Madison County. This kind of gives you a sense of the scale and the scope of the threat we're dealing with across the area, across the Tennessee Valley. That will continue. We're just now starting to enter that time frame of great concern, and newest radar information coming in. Let's go back to live armor radar. That's been our best bet with the rapidly developing tornado situation, northeastern Limestone County. Zooming back into the signature, which is getting harder and harder to detect. That doesn't mean it's gone away completely. That doesn't mean the tornado is still not possible, but it is starting to improve just somewhat. But we want you to still continue to take your tornado precautions. Lowest level of your home, south of Thatch, near Thatch, near the exit 354 area northeast of I-65, east of I-65, in those locations as the latest data comes in. And that is the lowest level scan. Black Road, hey, we're not done with this yet, I don't think. Black Road, Drawbaugh Road, there's still that signature is still there, Jason.
All right, thanks, Brandon. And while we're looking at this, I want to mention that there is a tornado warning up for Marion County. A state trooper, an Alabama state trooper, has reported a multiple vortex tornado on the ground west of Hamilton. That will ultimately affect potentially Franklin and Lawrence counties on the south end of where all this has already happened. So we'll go down there in just a moment. We still have what looks like maybe a new development down here along Sardis Springs Road, Highway 251. I really think what we've seen is the first tornado may have dissipated. A secondary tornado could be developing within this supercell. So let's kind of back up here and look at this on a bigger scale so that we can give some all clears and give some folks the idea of where you still have to worry about it. We have a tornado warning in effect for Limestone County and for Madison County. That one supercell is really wrapped up here, and it's moving in the direction of Harvest. So if you're in Harvest, I want you to go to your safe place right now. Farther west, we have new cells that are developing over northern Lawrence County. We also have another heavy cell over here west of Athens, and we'll have to keep a close eye on that one too. In the Colbert County and Franklin County, new storms are forming there as well. All this is slowly marching to the northeast, and it's going to take a long time. We may be looking at 7 or 8 more hours of severe weather threat across the Tennessee Valley before this can finally move out of here later on tonight after midnight, and we will be here with you through the duration of all of it. Now, I know not everybody lives in Limestone County or Madison County. The reason that we're focused on this area is because that's where the biggest danger is to life and property at the moment. As we get new tornado warnings, we will shift attention back and forth among those, but while we have only one tornado warning in progress, it's rather fortunate that we can focus on one at a time instead of having multiple warnings in progress. That's a really good thing. It's a bad thing that it still looks the way it does, though, so let's go back in tight on it. Possible tornado now northeast of Athens. If you're in Athens, Coxey, Cartwright, O'Neill, the threat is over for you, but we still have this possible tornado just northeast of Oakdale. It's now about 7 miles west of the Madison County line. This would be County Line Road, which is old railroad bed north of US 72 going up in the direction of Capshaw. So if you're in Capshaw or Harvest, tornado that does not look as well defined as it did about 20 minutes ago when it was on the west side of Athens is still moving in that direction. We still have strong circulation in the lower levels of this thunderstorm, and that's an indicator that we may be still dealing with a tornado threat in Limestone County on Highway 251, McKee Road. Brandon again popping on all these highways for us so we can see it. Drawball Road, Black Road. This is now starting to pass a little bit east of the initial section of Black Road where this was a trouble spot, but you're still not out of the woods yet. If you're over here on Highway 31 in the north part of Athens, if you're on 127 going up toward Elkmont, the tornado threat is over for you. You can come out of that safe place. But if you're in northeastern Limestone County, north of East Limestone, over here close to the prison on Highway 251, McKee Road, I should say, Woolly Springs Road, and then over here toward Harvest, I really can't stress it enough. You've got to be in that safe place right now. This is a life-threatening situation. It's not as well defined as it was. This is Franklin County. And again, let's try to stay on a schedule here where we're on one place no more than a minute or two, because I know we've got a lot of people in a lot of places that are under the gun. What you're seeing over here on the right-hand side of your screen, that is Mike Wilhelm's live stream. I don't think we have seen a... Oh, that's Kenny Duckett. Okay, that's Kenny. Kenny and Mike are essentially watching the same storm, so we're going to keep an eye on that. That's northern Madison County. What you see here is Franklin County, Nicks Mill, Phil Campbell, Spruce Pine. Get down low right now. A storm with confirmed tornado with it just moments ago is now passing north of Hackleburg into southern Franklin County. You need to be down low in a safe place just as soon as you can get there. This is Highway 43, Highway 13, places like Posey Mill and Dime. You also need to be in a safe place because of this potentially violent tornado that may be coming out of Marion County up into southern Franklin County, Alabama. There's Hodges right there on the edge of your screen. Alabama 187, Gravel Hill Road coming over here toward Nicks Mill. The Dismals Canyon, that's pretty much where the tornado may be right now. That's one of the locations that would be in the path. And then just northeast of there, this thing comes up across Highway 43 and Highway 13 from Spruce Pine to Phil Campbell. Heavy rain and hail out ahead of it. Possible tornado just behind that. There may be a little period of calm before the tornado comes through. So again, in southern Franklin County, south of Russellville, that's where the threat of this tornado would be. Around Russellville Airport, the wind may be gusting really hard. There may be some hail and some very heavy rain, but this part of the storm is bad enough. This part may be a killer down here because we have a possible tornado on the ground near Nicks Mill. That would be coming up toward Spruce Pine and Hackleburg. And look at these storms lined up. This one's becoming more impressive in Lawrence County. The Limestone County storm, very impressive, and the one in northern Madison County. So let's go to Madison County. We've been watching that on the live streams looking north, and that is well defined. We have a possible tornado on the ground that, based on radar here, very close to the state line. All this right here is rain that is wrapping into the circulation, and it's an intense circulation. There has been some debris detected by radar up in this. So Highway 231 and Hazel Green, the tornado is now past you in Hazel Green. It's now past Bobo section and Ready section roads on the west side of the parkway. To the northeast, though, Carriger Road, Mulberry Road, and then coming up here toward the Lincoln community. Just got a report there's already been some damage done around Lincoln. There's some trees down there. The thrust of this storm is coming right up that direction. So here's the Magic Mile. That's where all the lottery ticket places are. Then north of there, you got Park City. So this is staying a little south of Park City. The wind in here may be very intense, though, even if there's no tornado happening where you are. There may be some strong winds throughout the entire span on Highway 231 here. Old Quick Road, Mulberry Road, that is moving up in the direction of South Lincoln Elementary School. So if you're around the South Lincoln community, around Howell Hill, and then over to Vantown, there may not be, I think there is a tornado warning now for Lincoln County. Is that correct, guys? Do we have a tornado warning for Lincoln?
Yes.
If not, we should.
Yeah, till 6:15.
So we've got the tornado warning in effect for Lincoln. The tornado is coming up here in the direction of South Lincoln Elementary School. So let's back out just a little bit. Lincoln, the word Lincoln is essentially where the school is. It's a fairly small community in southeast Lincoln County. This is coming right toward you, so take cover now. Lincoln Road is the road that runs right in front of the school. Then you've got the Howell Hill Community Center that comes up this way. So we've got got possible tornado coming right up in the direction of the Lincoln Community and South Lincoln Elementary School. Vantown, Flintville, and Elora may also be in the path of this. Northern Madison County, southern Lincoln County, we've got a possible tornado that may be doing damage on the ground right now just east of 231, moving up across the southeast part of the county in the direction of the Lincoln Community towards South Lincoln Elementary School, Vantown, Flintville, and Elora. Even though Flintville and Elora, you're not in the tornado warning officially based on the polygon, you will be in that very shortly if this thing continues on its track. Let's go to Athens, where we have a possible tornado. In fact, a confirmed tornado a few moments ago. Even though this doesn't look the same as the first storm, there still may be some damage being done east of O'Neill, close to Easter Ferry Road, Highway 127, Highway 31, I-65, the Alabama Fork community. This is coming right toward you. We may even have strong winds that get into the west side of Athens and downtown Athens as well, but a strong indication of a tornado now from O'Neill on Highway 99 across Alabama Highway 127 just south of Elkmont. So this is passing Cartwright and O'Neill now, moving across Interstate 65 just a touch north of where the first tornado passed. So from exit 354 north to 361 at Thatch, you don't need to be on the highway at all. In fact, I would, if you have the option to stop north of the interstate or north of that exit, the Elkmont Thatch exit, just pull off right there if you're listening to us on the radio. Same thing if you're coming north. Don't come north of Huntsville-Browns Ferry Road on Interstate 65. When you see that Huntsville-Browns Ferry Road crossing sign, just get off right there, pull off the highway. This is going to be north of you. Exit 354, that's U.S. Highway 31, going down toward Athens State University and Athens High School. So this is a little bit north of there based on the rotation here, but it's broad, and that means a tornado could happen almost anywhere along that path. So if you're in the city of Athens, Alabama Fork, even up toward Thatch, I would suggest that you go through your tornado safety plan now. Oakdale, you probably need to be in that tornado safety place too, because this is going to come very, very close to Black Road and Huber Road and Cary Road again, just like it did about an hour or so ago. Down to Lawrence County. Let's just kind of keep these fast-paced, and we'll move back down to Lawrence County, where we have a tornado warning in progress. There's the Limestone County storm. There's the Lawrence County storm. It's on top of Cortland right now, moving northeast toward the northwest edge of Morgan County. This one is probably a lot more intense than it looks, because we're trying to look through that supercell that's in Limestone County to get to this one. Possible tornado would be right there close to Highway 20 near Cortland, moving northeast. This may stay just a touch north of Hillsboro, a touch north of Wheeler, right off the highway there. But northern Lawrence County, up here in the direction of the Browns Ferry nuclear power plant, you need to be in a safe place right now. There's the reflectivity. What you just saw there was the velocity based off of the high-top NexRad, the one in Jackson County. So we're looking at this from a lot of different radars, and we're still seeing the same trend of a potential for strong winds, large hail, possibly a tornado involved in this, and it's moving quickly northeast over here toward the Browns Ferry nuclear power plant. And if you're in Limestone County, this will be the third tornado warning of the day if it maintains that current track and doesn't diminish, which I cannot imagine that this thing's going to diminish on a day like this. Down to Franklin County, where we have a tornado warning in progress, tornado likely close to the Phil Campbell area right now. We don't have any additional reports that this thing has been on the ground. Guys, if you hear anything about that, just go ahead and chime in and let us know. Highway 43 and Highway 13, Phil Campbell, Spruce Pine up to the Russellville Airport, that's where the danger zone is, and this is moving up toward the western edge of Lawrence County around Newburgh and Mount Hope and Landersville. So this is the path. This is where it's going into Lawrence County. It is in Franklin County right now, and Lawrence County is indeed under a tornado warning. West side of Moulton up toward the Langtown area, Landersville, Muck City, as well as Mount Hope. You're under that warning right now. Ben.
New tornado warning now for Franklin and Lincoln counties till 6:45. That's for another 35 minutes. This one near Meridianville, or about 10 miles north of was near Hazel Green, 10 miles north of Meridianville, and this is moving off to the north and northeast. You know, it's amazing how these are working. They're moving almost over the same areas. If you're in Hazel Green, you need to be in a safe place, but that one behind you over toward Athens on the north side of there along I-65, also Highway 53, you need to be in a safe spot. And then there's another tornado warning north of Moulton after that. So you're talking 3 in a row, back to back to back. So right now, if you're in Hazel Green, you need to just stay in a tornado safety place for, I'd probably say, the next hour, hour and a half maybe, until all this moves on by.
All right, thank you very much, Ben. Note the number of storms that we have on radar. There are 4 separate supercells, one in Franklin County, one in Lawrence County, the northern part of the county, one in Limestone, one in Madison that's moving into Lincoln and Franklin counties in southern Tennessee. To the southeast of there has been nothing so far today. Your turn comes later on tonight. It's still several hours from getting to Marshall County and Jackson County and DeKalb County, and even south of there toward Cullman, Blount, Etowah, Cherokee, and even Morgan County. You're still a ways away from seeing the main point of this event, the thrust of the thunderstorms coming in. So there's our possible tornado close to the Lincoln community. This may come very close to South Lincoln Elementary School. It may stay just a bit south of there. It's a little tough to tell because we're not seeing the same kind of signature that we had on radar earlier, but there is still a very well-defined curl to that, and it's coming up on Vantown quickly. So Lincoln, Vantown, South Lincoln Elementary. In fact, let's go in really tight, put on some county roads here, Brandon, so that folks get an idea where it is. Then we'll put a storm path on it. There you see Lincoln. Here's Vantown. Tornado may or may not be on the ground, but I wouldn't want to take a chance and say that it's not. Vantown Road, Oliver Smith Road. You need to be in a safe place. The areas from Lincoln North or Old Lincoln Road that goes up toward the elementary school, you need to be in a safe place. Storm is right on top of you right now. Hook echo, a very strong indication of a tornado there in Lincoln County. It's moving out of Madison County right now, so it's not going to be in Madison County much longer. It's going to become a Lincoln County issue. So if you're in Flintville or Elora or Vantown or Lincoln, South Lincoln Elementary School area, safe place right now. And again, we've been reiterating this over and over and over today. If you don't know exactly where you're supposed to go, just find the most central, lowest location in your house. That's going to be the best place for you to go. Closet, bathroom, hallway, something of that nature. There's the Velocity product, and that is a very strong looking couplet that is just south of the Lincoln community, moving northeast just like that toward Oliver Smith Road, Vantown, Flintville. You're in the warning. Elora, you're in the warning. This thing is wobbling back and forth a little bit, going a little bit to the left of the path, a little bit to the right. So when we draw that line, you can see which way it's moving. This is high top radar velocity. It looks like the possible tornado would be a little bit to the northeast of Lincoln with that latest update. But there is still concern in Flintville and Elora. This will stay south of Kelso. This will stay south of Fayetteville and move up through the southeast corner of Lincoln County, Tennessee through the next 10 to 15 minutes, and then wind up over here and come close to Belvedere and Huntland in Franklin County. There you see the times, about 24 minutes till it gets to Huntland, and then it's going to be gone. It'll be out of here pretty fast. It's moving on at a pretty good pace. So there again, the path of Winchester in about 40 minutes, Deckard about 45 minutes. Flintville, you've got less than 8 minutes. Huntland, about 21 minutes. So there's the path of this possible tornado coming up in the direction of Winchester, Huntland, Belvedere, Vantown, and Elora, and Flintville, and it's all working its way up toward the northeast. So let's go back to Limestone County. We'll shift our way back down toward the south and west and cover these storms one at a time. That's Lincoln and Madison. The tornado threat is really over for northern Madison County. If you're in Hazel Green, you can come out of your safe place. Here's our tornadic circulation in Limestone County. It looks like that would be right on top of Interstate 65 now at the big curve when you just get south of exit 361. The tornado possible anywhere along that line, and this is not a classic looking supercell like the first tornado was, so it makes it a little bit tougher to see where the precise location of it is on radar, but there's definitely still some circulation here. There may be some strong straight line winds associated with it that aren't necessarily tornadic but can still do some damage. So strong winds coming across Interstate 65. Give this thing about 5 minutes if you're stuck on the interstate waiting on us to give you the all clear. If you are around Thatch, exit 361 north, you can come south in about 5 minutes. If you are to the south of Athens on Interstate 65 south of Huntsville Browns Ferry Road, give it another 5 minutes and it'll be on to the east, and you can pull onto the highway and keep going. Ultimately, that comes up Highway 251 again, so around Oakdale over toward the Limestone Correctional Facility. You need to be taking shelter right now. Third tornado warning of the day. That one is in Lawrence County. That one potentially could affect Limestone County again. And have they dropped the warning on this one?
They have expired. Limestone and Franklin And I am still looking for where they've expired or dropped that Lawrence County one, because I don't see it on the radar, but I don't see it in the chat that they've knocked it off. So let's just treat it like it's still in effect.
Yeah, I think so. That's a good idea. Still, I think once you'll be in your safe place in northern Lawrence County, from Cortland to Town Creek down to Hatton, Moulton.
Just expired.
It just expired. Okay, it just expired as it popped up on the map there. So from Cortland again to Town Creek to Hatton, I think you're going to be okay with this. The tornado threat is over there. The tornado threat has actually ended in Franklin County too. That storm is no longer producing a tornado, so you can come out of the safe place around Hodges, around the Dismals. But you know what? I'm just not really comfortable saying come out of your safe place in Phil Campbell or Spruce Pine yet, because it's on top of you, and additional severe weather could happen in just a moment. So another 5 or 10 minutes, that thing's going to be past Phil Campbell and Spruce Pine, and we'll be able to give you the all clear. And while we have a moment, let's just kind of back out and take the entire Tennessee Valley wide view and give everybody a chance to get a look at where you are and how things are shaping up where you are. We've got the supercell that's moving up into Lincoln County and Franklin County out of Madison County. Madison County, the tornado threat is over for right now. We still have a thunderstorm that is very strong on the north side of Athens. This thing may be producing some gusty winds, but the tornado threat seems to have diminished with it. Tornado threat has diminished with that storm that's in northern Lawrence County, and the tornado threat has diminished with the storm that's back in Franklin County. I still think in Phil Campbell it's a good idea to stay in that safe place for another few moments until this thing completely gets past you, simply because we know this has had a history of producing tornadoes back in Marion County. So I think it's a good idea to just stay there until the storm passes over Highway 43 and Highway 13 there in the Franklin County, Lawrence County area. This is good news. We don't have any tornado warnings in progress right now for North Alabama. The only one is up here in southern Tennessee. That's for Lincoln County, and that one is looking stronger and stronger by the minute. So if you're in Flintville or Elora, safe place now. If you're in Lincoln, the threat is past you. If you're in Kirkland or Highland Rim or any of the places up and down Highway 231, close to the Magic Mile and Park City, you're safe right now. The tornado would be very close to Flintville, moving up in this general direction toward the Franklin County line. So let's put a storm path on this, Brandon. Just put it on the velocity display there. And this is NextRad data, so this is probably going to be a little bit to the northeast, and he's backing out so that we can get a good storm path on it and you can get an indication of where you are. That's the latest scan that has come in, a very strong indication of a tornadic circulation in Lincoln County, Tennessee, and it's moving northeast toward Franklin County, Tennessee. Brandon's putting the storm path on here. You'll see the numbers pop up in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Huntland in about 11 minutes, in about 28 minutes till it's in Winchester. If we zoom in, we'll see some of the smaller towns that are in the path of it. That would include places like Flintville and maybe Elora, as well as Belvedere in the western edge of Franklin County. This is now north of Madison. It's north of Jackson. We're going to stay here with you until this thing is out of the area, though, because that is a very strong indication of a tornado. That's the strongest it has looked since this thing was back on the west side of Athens, and we already know that it has done significant damage west of Athens. It's moving toward Huntland, toward Winchester, toward Deckard, and eventually toward Cowan, too. This will stay a little south of Estill Springs this time. I think it stays south of Timms Ford Lake. There you see some of the times of arrival. Old Salem at about 13 minutes, Deckard about 33 minutes, 20 minutes till it gets to Belvedere, and about 37 minutes till it gets to Cowan. So you have about 30 minutes of lead time on this thing in Winchester and the southern part of Franklin County to get to a safe place just as soon as you can possibly get there. The official warning only goes over here to Huntland, but we know this storm may continue up here on the plateau, and it's kind of follow the edge of the highway there, running up toward Winchester, Highway 64. So if you're along Highway 64, get into a safe place right now. If you are in Lincoln or Park City, Highland Rim, Hazel Green, Bobo, Harvest, Harvest, Tony, any places in northern Madison County, western parts of Lincoln County, you're safe. The possible tornado would be on top of Flintville right now, moving northeast right toward the county line, probably staying a little bit south of Lexi, and then moving over toward Huntland. So Highway 64 is this line. This is Tennessee 121 that comes down like that. The city of Elora sits down here. Flintville is to the north, and the tornado would likely be somewhere near or just a bit south of Flintville, and that would would include Elora. So Highway 122, Highway 64, Highway 121, all points in between in southeastern Lincoln County. We want you to be in a safe place right now. Let's go over to Live Armor and take a look at it from Armor. Sometimes we can get a better view from the live radar than we can from the NexRad. NexRad is closest to this storm, but look at that. That thing is wrapped up tight there close to Flintville, moving northeast right toward Highway 64. Nobody should be driving from Kelso over to Belvedere at this point. You don't need to be on Highway 64 all the way to Huntland. Get people off there. If you know somebody's traveling, text them, tell them to pull over, find some shelter, go into a store, go into a gas station somewhere and find some solid shelter there in southeastern Lincoln County and southwestern Franklin County, Tennessee. Let's go over to Ben. Ben, have we got any more storm reports coming in?
I'm still waiting for those to come in. You know, a lot of folks are trying to get out of their tornado safety place in Athens, but as we've been seeing, these storms continue to go over the same places over and over again, so a lot of folks can't get out of their storm shelter, which is good for you to stay in there. You need to wait until everything clears out. Again, another problem, the very heavy rainfall. We're getting reports of some flash flooding as well, even reports of some power outages as well in and around Athens and Limestone County. And these storms they're moving quickly up to the north and east. The problem, they're not moving to the due east or the southeast to clear the area. So we're talking about several hours of severe thunderstorms, including the potential of tornadoes for the rest of this evening. So again, certainly be careful out there. Jerry, you have something?
Yeah, we did actually got a damage report just a few minutes ago, Ben, that want to pass along to everybody. Madison County deputies are saying that there has been some damage to some homes on Greenbrook Drive. It's in the northern portion of Madison County off Butter and Egg Road. Also, following Huntsville Utilities and Athens Utilities. And Clarissa, you've got some stuff on.
Yeah, sure. One of our colleagues, Will Harbin, he lives in Flintville. He's told us that the tornado is on the ground based on scanner reports from Lincoln County, Tennessee. There are trees down all over the place up here. So a tornado is on the ground in southern Lincoln County near Flintville. Right there, Watermill Road, Highway 122, Highway 121, U.S. Highway 64. You need to be down low right now. Tornado on the ground near Flintville, moving northeast. Thank you to Will Harbin for that report. Power is probably going to be out in a lot of these places, so if you're listening to us on the radio or streaming us live on the app, we're going to be here with you until this thing passes. There's our possible tornado just a little bit east of Flintville now. South Lincoln Elementary School over here, you're getting the heavy rain. There's probably some pretty good wind coming in behind this, and it's moving northeast. Everything moving northeast, right up Highway 121, crossing Highway 64. If you're on Highway 64 in Lincoln County near Kelso, stop where you are. Don't go any farther. If you are in Franklin County, Tennessee, stop near Huntland. Don't go any farther. This thing will cross 64. If it's not done, it will do it in a matter of minutes and get up here close to the Lincoln Lake Road, State Highway 121 again, coming out of Lincoln County into Franklin County. So tornado has been reported on the ground based on scanner traffic from Lincoln County. There may be debris within this part of the radar beam, and that may be what that little spot is right there. That could be some tornado debris that's been lofted up into the air. So this is transitioning over here toward the county line. So from Flintville northeast, Highway 64, Highway 121, wants you down low, be in a safe place just as soon as you can possibly get there. Let's back out a little bit and show you where we are in relation to Fayetteville and in relation to Hazel Green. Of course, Hazel Green, we have had some damage reports from there, some power outages, some trees down around that area on Bobo Section Road. There's another potent-looking thunderstorm there. That's the one that's coming out of Limestone County, and it seems to be curling up and maybe going tornadic again south of Taft, close to Bobo. We'll have to keep a close watch on that one. Severe thunderstorm with a possible tornado that has been reported with some damage close to Flintville. That's moving northeast now in the direction of Huntland and the western edge of Franklin County, Tennessee. Western Lincoln County, if you're west of Highway 231, 431, if you're around Fayetteville or Boones Hill or Petersburg, Petersburg. This is all happening way down to the southeast of you, in the southeast part of the county. This is also the only tornado warning we have in the Tennessee Valley right now, and that's good news. Things have quieted down for the short term, but we have this violent situation that has already developed across North Alabama. 3 fatalities have been reported in Limestone County. Bad news coming from there, from that initial large violent tornado that came through west of Athens. And then we have trees and power lines reported down with that storm that's coming up on Flintville now. And it's getting tough to see it because we're looking through the back edge of the rain with live armor radar. But there is definitely something there that's approaching Highway 64, if it's not already past it, moving to the northeast into the western edge of Franklin County. That's what it looks like on NEXRAD, which is slightly delayed. NEXRAD stops and scans a bunch of different volumes in the atmosphere, the several different tilt levels, before it gives us the product. The live radar is live, so that's why we're going back and forth between the two. There's the circulation based on the NEXRAD, strong winds, possible tornado there around Flintville. Northeast into the area just north of Huntland, just north of Highway 64 in western Franklin County, Tennessee. Let's back out and take the entire Tennessee Valley view so that you can get a view of what's happening around your hometown. And the big trouble spot is right there. It's easy to see from the big view, too. We've got that strong circulation near Flintville moving northeast. We've also got heavy thunderstorms. None of these are severe right now, but they are in an environment that could turn them severe at just about any moment. Lawrence County, Limestone County, northwest Madison County, be on alert because we have a tornado watch in place. We have these heavy thunderstorms coming in, and it's just not the situation that you want to play with. That storm, based on live armor, is already up here south of Taft. In fact, it's right over the Bobo Fire Department. Heavy thunderstorm out here close to the Capshaw area on the old railroad bed road going down toward Highway 72 toward the MAPCO. Then you've got the other heavy rain and thunderstorm complex right there around Cartwright and Blackburn, just west of Athens, moving east across Highway 31 and I-65. There's no real sign of rotation in that storm right now, but we've noticed these things going up and down in intensity over the past few hours, so this is something that we have to continue to watch. Just when you think the storm has gone away, they have ramped up and had some very intense damage associated with them. So there's your storm coming up toward Taft. There's probably some pretty good hail there on Tennessee 110. And then we've got our storm that's up here in the edge of Lincoln County that has a shear marker on it right now. Brandon, let's go on up to that one. And you can clearly see where the possible tornado would be in Lincoln County, Tennessee, moving into Franklin County. That's the tornado. That's where it would be. It's right on 64 now, and it's coming northeast along Tennessee 121. So north of Huntland, north of Flintville, north of Elora. Tornado on the ground has been reported based on scanner traffic in Lincoln County. It may not be on the ground at all times. We may go back and forth between periods where it's up and periods where it's down, but this is a life-threatening situation in the rural eastern edge of Lincoln County and western Franklin County in southern Tennessee. Tell you what, for the moment, let's leave it on this radar image, and let's kind of go around and check out some of the storm reports that we've got and some of the issues that are happening in the Tennessee Valley right now. We'll start with you, Ben.
Well, right now, still reports are coming in of some roof damage and a lot of power outages, a lot of trees down, and of course, you know, the National Weather Service will at some point go out and survey the damage and see just how large some of these tornadoes were. And, you know, a lot of folks still can't get out because we continue to get multiple tornado warnings, and until everything kind of pushes on out down to the south and east, we can eventually take a look and see what exactly happened in the Tennessee Valley. But you can see these thunderstorms continue to train over top of one another, and when this happens, flash flooding can also be a big deal. So again, we continue to watch Franklin County, Tennessee, and then around Huntland Highway 64, coming in on the north side of Winchester Road, past Newmarket and past Buckhorn, places like that. There could be some damage in that area, and of course, we will keep you monitored on that. And I'm still watching the chat here, and I don't see anything here in just in the last few minutes, but we will certainly keep you posted on that. Getting several reports still of some damage as well, and we will certainly keep you abreast of that.
All right, Ben, Thanks. We do have the only tornado warning in the Tennessee Valley area is in southern middle Tennessee for Lincoln and Franklin County. So that remains the hot spot. Elsewhere, we do have some very strong storms, beastly storms, if you will. Just north of Huntsville, we have a severe thunderstorm warning, which has been issued. Thankfully, right now, it's not a tornado warning, but they're still in an environment. I'm looking at several radar sources that indicate that there's still some sheer, not officially severe west of Athens from Coxey to Elkmont, but heavy downpours, lightning, some strong winds will be possible, and they're starting to become a little more isolated. So we are starting to see those features, those hooks that may be the precursor to more significant rotation and the possibility of a tornado warning down the line. Right now, that is not the case. It's something we're going to watch very closely as those continue to move to the northeast. Now, further to the south, we do have non-severe, officially severe thunderstorms, non-severe thunderstorms moving through Moulton, eastern Franklin County. Again, so areas that have damage from the previous storms. It's going to be a while before you can actually get out and about safely, clean up, and assess the damage. Thanks to the lightning. Lightning is going to be very intense with these storms, high winds, the hail. These are lifting, this complex of storms lifting northeast of Russellville toward Town Creek and Cortland, so you're going to get another visit by a very heavy thunderstorm. At the moment, is not severe. But as we zoom out the view even further, let's take a look. The radar data won't extend down to Mississippi at this current view, but look at all these tornado warnings we have coming up the line. Now, not all of these are going to make their way all the way into the Tennessee Valley, and gradually we're going to see this threat shift further to the east. So that means Jackson, DeKalb, Marshall County. You've been in the clear for the most part so far. Actually, you've been completely clear so far. But that will likely change as we head into the evening hours, deeper into the evening. Now, hopefully, some of the shear will start to separate and leave the valley, and we'll start to see some of these trends on the downward trend as far as the strength of these thunderstorms go. But we can't clear anybody out of the threat throughout the rest of the evening. From west to east, North Alabama, southern middle Tennessee, strong to severe thunderstorms. But right now, back to the potentially life-threatening storm that continues to move into further into southeastern Lincoln County. Now the main brunt of the circulation, it does look like it is heading over into western Franklin County, Alabama, near Lexi, west of Belvedere, north and east of Huntland. So the velocity still showing that circulation, basically coupled the inbound and outbound right over Lexi. And that, again, is continuing its northeastern track at about 40 miles per hour. So eventually that'll be heading west of Winchester. So Winchester, stay on guard for this, even though it's not taking a direct path toward you. You're not under a tornado warning at the current time. These storms can, again, as we've been saying throughout the afternoon and evening, and as we've seen, these storms can take pretty drastic turns from the left to the right. And if it does so, Winchester would be in the path of this storm. And again, no tornado warning officially for the Winchester city limits area, southwest of Winchester, southwest of Belvedere, in the Huntland area all the way north into western Franklin County near Lexi is where the tornado warning extends. And that's where the current tornado warning ends as well. So it looks like we're getting some new reports. Looks like a gas station and Nick Davis Road and Old Road. Okay, we've got some possible injuries as well. So emergency responders are responding to these locations. So it's not been a great day, severe weather-wise, across the Tennessee Valley. Jerry?
Well, I just want to pass along, we just got word that the Limestone County Sheriff's Department is going to shut down Highway 72 in between Blackburn Road all the way to the Elk River at the Limestone-Lauderdale County line. Highway 72 from Blackburn Road to the Elk River at the Limestone-Lauderdale County line going to be shut down. It is only going to be open for emergency vehicles. Apparently, that's one of the areas where they had quite a bit of damage. Also, Athens Utilities crews having a hard time getting out and getting done what they need to do because there are a lot of people out there driving around sightseeing right now. Please, if you do not have a reason to be out on the roads right now and going through these neighborhoods, stay home. You're going to hamper emergency vehicles getting in and out of the area, and these utility crews that are out there trying to restore power. you need to stay out of their way. Some of those lines are still hot.
And the same goes for phone communication as well. We've been getting a lot of reports of people who are calling dispatch lines. Unless you have a true emergency, those lines need to be clear for people who really have legitimate needs and they're trying to get to emergency responders. So just please be mindful of that. You know, the same as sightseeing on the roads, the same would apply if you're calling law enforcement for something that's not an emergency.
And also, Huntsville utility crews have been out, and there is a pretty good power outage up near Hazel Green all the way to the Alabama-Tennessee state line.
Absolutely. The outage in Hazel Green, there's also reports of a structure collapse. That's at Highway 231 and Bobo Section Road. We've also gotten reports that Charity Lane in Hazel Green is impassable because of the damage to power lines or across the road. So that's an area where you don't need to be. That's not a safe area. If you do have an outage, Huntsville Utilities is asking that you don't go out and check anything, that you call them. They have a number that's designated for that. It's 256-53-LIGHT. That's 535-4448. So if you see something, if you see a power line down, if you're experiencing an outage, you need to contact them using that number and do not go and try and do it yourself.
We are still getting damage reports, but I want to go back over to Jason because they're going to continue that tornado warning, right?
Well, we just got a report of a tornado on the ground from Leeton Police Department on Highway 20 east of Leeton between New Highway 20 and Old Highway 20. So that would be back over here in Colbert County. So let's kind of go over this way, Brandon, and zoom in on Colbert County. There's not a tornado warning for this yet, but Colbert County EMA saying that the Leeton Police Department has confirmed a tornado on the ground near Highway 20. That would mean places around Town Creek and Red Bank. You need to be in a safe place right now. And even areas to the south of Town Creek down toward Hatton, this entire line here, you could have a tornado, a very small tornado, develop at almost any time. And I think that may be what has happened up here. There could be a tornado that has developed on the ground. Again, it's from the Leeton Police Department. That's coming via the Colbert County Emergency Management. Tornado possibly on the ground close to Highway 20, moving to the east. That'll cross the county line and then be over here in the northwest edge of Lawrence County soon. So if you're in Town Creek, Red Bank, in fact, based on the Armor radar, if there is a tornado there, then it's already in Lawrence County. So Town Creek, Red Bank, Cortland, safe place. Hatton, be in your safe place. There's no tornado warning there yet, but there's a report from a credible source coming from the Colbert County EMA. We trust those guys over at the EMA office in Tuscumbia, and they have reported something, so we're passing it on to you. There may be some danger here in Lawrence County. Let's go up here to Limestone County and Madison County, and one thing I've noticed, Brandon, on the radar just in the past couple of moments is that we're seeing a little bit of an uptick in the amount of rotation, especially within that storm, the severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Harvest, for Hazel Green, for Meridianville. There's quite a bit of shear showing up in this in the radar data. So if you're around Tony or Harvest or Sparkman High School, Sparkman Middle School, I think it would be a good idea to maybe just kind of stay in that safe place that we've been in for the last couple of, seems like few hours. But there may be something that develops very quickly here. Ben.
Now getting reports at MC, they are transporting injured folks from that gas station at Old Railroad Bed Road and Nick Davis Road. So we don't know how many are injured, but MC is on the scene there. And we have a new tornado warning, Franklin County. That's the same one we've been talking about. That's now extended until 7 o'clock. This, again, a confirmed tornado near Thames Ford Lake near Winchester, and it's moving quickly to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour.
All right, so again, what you're looking at here, this is Limestone and Madison, where the storms may be increasing in intensity again. There's no warning, no tornado warning for Hazel Green or for Meridianville or for Newmarket right now, but I would just suggest that it's probably a good idea, given the fact that we've already had the kind of destruction that we've had today, to go through that tornado safety plan. Let's go to Lincoln County and Franklin County, Tennessee. This storm is now past Flintville, but it is still bearing down on places like Winchester, the south end of Thames Ford Lake, places like Huntland and Belvedere. That is where this is now. So we've got the storm that's moving in on Winchester and Deckard. It'll stay a little south of Estill Springs. Tornado would be right in here. The new warning is all that red area that goes to the northeast up toward Deckard and Cowan, including the city of Winchester. So if you're in Winchester watching us there in Franklin County, get down low, go to that safe place, and stay there until the threat passes. You got about 5 minutes before this thing gets right on top of you. In fact, Brandon, if we could, let's go ahead and go back to live Armor radar and get the true position of the storm. That's the velocity product. And this is the curl from Armor radar. That would be south of Lexi. all the way up here to Belvedere and on the south outskirts of Winchester on Highway 64. The new sweep line coming around showing this moving up here in the direction of Winchester right now. So be in that safe place on Highway 64, Belvedere to Winchester to Lexi, even Marble Hill. And this is not really a Moore County storm, but there has been some strong gusty wind with this, even away from the tornado. We know that there have been a lot of trees blown down and some damage done in parts of Lincoln County from that. So if you're around Marble Hill, the southern edge of Moore County, if you're in southwestern Franklin County, you need to be in that safe place. The hook echo is actually kind of sticking out here ahead of this, so the possible tornado could literally be anywhere from near downtown Winchester in a matter of moments back to Belvedere and then curling back around within that. And sometimes you can even have more than one tornado occurring in a storm like this, especially when you start to see it get a little discombobulated and you don't have the exact same type of environment that we did to the southwest. The terrain's a little different up here. So